Greetings everybody, this is Odion from Kane1, that's Blue Champion, and we're going to be showing you some tips and tricks. First and foremost, this is a sunder that everyone's familiar with, and a simple trick that you might not be aware of is that you can scale these sunders by pressing your jump button in succession and getting up on it. And if you're able to get on top of a sunder or a rock, this particular V-shape building, which you can see on the mini-map, good shape, this ledge here is scalable if you can hoist yourself up some way. And if you do, you can just do the same thing. You press spacebar or your jump button in succession, and you can get under the roof of it. It can be useful in a lot of situations.
Yeah, someone's not standing here,
Okay,
but they'll play the long angle.
So when it comes to reaching a V-shaped building, you're not going to typically see someone spotted up on this close angle because they're easily killed if you slice the room like this. Very easy to take that guy out. But you will often see somebody holding this angle tight, as Blue Champion is, with a CQC weapon, shotgun, whatever it may be, an SMG. And a good way to deter that guy or to figure out if someone's there is to throw a nade off this door panel right here. You throw it as high as you can, but not on this curved part because it'll go too short. You want to aim somewhere around here, and you just walk forward as you throw it so it goes deep.
Frag out!
And that'll do some damage to Blue Champion, and it'll also do any damage to anyone hiding behind this server box, peeking the angle like this. And after you do that, you know, throwing nades into the back of the room around this area are pretty easy, so I'm not going to bother showing you nades like that. But once you get into the room, this panel right here is a great spot to throw nades off of. If your team has this side of the V-shape and they're clustered on this side of the V-shape holding angles like Blue Champion is holding, you could throw it off this panel, walk forward a little bit, and just throw it right off of it, and it'll land right on top of him. And it'll also hit people in the back corner. That's an excellent nade. And then if he's holding that corner a little bit to the right, and he's hiding, you could always throw a nade off from this angle if you're slicing. You could throw it off this thing right here.
Out!
And it'll land right around where Blue Champion is. Land right on top of him. And from the other side, it's a similar thing. You're not going to typically see people spotted up in this spot because they're easy to pick off. But you will see somebody spotted up where Champion is right now. And an easy way to take care of somebody spotted up there is to aim right here. Throw the nade right off that. It'll land right where he's sitting. It'll mess him up. And then it'll be a lot easier for you to breach that room. Because you'll do damage to that guy. Then you can peek the rest of the room. They'll probably be popping medkits or hiding. And then you can come over here, clean up the rest of the guys, or you can come over here and clean up the rest of the guys. However it works. And that's a V-shape.
I just stand here?
Yeah, just stand there. Hey, okay, so this is a square-shaped building. They're not particularly complicated. They have these benches and they have these lockers in the center of the room. I'm going to show you some nades that you can throw to help you clear a building like this. First nade is the nade that's going to land on Blue Champion, who's holding that corner. You throw it right off the server, right here. Throw the nade in, and it should land right in that corner. Boom. Next nade I'm going to show you is a nade for injuring someone who's hiding behind these lockers, like Jekar. Let's say I soften him up a little bit and he hides behind it. I could throw the nade right off the back of that other locker behind him, and it should land right on top. Boom, right on top. Third nade I'm going to show you guys is if I'm peeking this door and Champion is hiding behind those lockers. Let's say I soften him up and he hides. I throw it right off of this thing. You aim kind of low because you want it to land close. And it'll land right behind him and take him out. And the last nade that I'm going to show you is the one that will take out Tariq. If Tariq's hiding behind that server, very similar to the one that I used on Jekar. Let's say I soften him up and then he hides behind the server. Throw it right behind that, and the nade will land right next to him. Boom. The nades are pretty simple. They're pretty intuitive. Those are some clever ones if you haven't really thought too much about this building. This is kind of a rare building now. Okay, and this is Powerhouse building. It's called the Powerhouse because in biolabs, it is the thing that houses the generator, which is typically here. This is short door. This is short stairs. This is hallway. These are doubles. This is doubles room. These are hallway doors. This is long stairs. This is doors 1, 2, and 3, going left to right. Alright, and now we're just going to go over some basic ways to defend a Powerhouse building. Where Ant is right now, you don't want to be at the very edge of the stairs. You want to back up a little bit as he's doing, so you're popping out a minimal amount of your body, and you're harder to shoot. as so. I'm going to come up here to show people where you're standing. It's roughly on this line here. You can back up a little bit, but if you back up a little bit, then people can more easily run into short stairs and get around you, and you're not going to be able to shoot them. Once people do get inside short stairs, you want to have somebody spotted up where Hot Horns is with a CQC weapon of some sort, so that you can do high DPS to them as they're trying to get up short. Typically, you're going to be blindsiding these people, so they're going to be easy kills. You could be set up behind this box that he was right behind this box, which we call the gen box, because that's typically where the generator is in the Powerhouse building, or on side short, which is right where he's standing right now. If you're on side short, you can hug the wall of the stairs, and you're very difficult to see, and that's an easy way to maintain your cover. If you're holding the top of long stairs, where Chad is right now, you want to be head glitching like Ant was, and I'll show you what that looks like from over here. See how I could barely see his body, and just mowing people down as they come up. And you also want to be holding this left tight angle so that you can watch doors 2 and 3, and they cannot shoot you from door 1 as he's doing right now. And sometimes you could also hide behind this box, and you could only be shot from door 1, and you could hold it this very tight, or you could hug the wall over here and only shoot door 1 as he's doing. And the final spot that is very common to hold in powerhouses is where lamp and fiber is. This room, doubles room, is highly variable depending on which double stack it is. So sometimes you'll have boxes and terminals and all sorts of things in different places. But the general idea is you want to hide behind the boxes and use the cover to your advantage, so you could only get shot from one door at a time, or so that you could look at both doors, but you won't get shot from one as you're looking at another. CQC weapons at this area is really good, like a shotgun or something, so that when people do come in, you just one-shot them, or you kill them really fast with high DPS. And that's the basic, simple ways that you defend a powerhouse. Alright, here's some decent nades and good ways to peek short stairs. First thing you want to do is you want to slice the room and kill anybody who's sitting in this corner. You can typically see their feet or their gun sticking out. Something to be aware of. The next person that you have to deal with is whoever's on top of short. They could be on the left or the right. Right now, the champion is holding it tight. The first thing you got to do is soften him up a little bit so that he runs away. And then as soon as you do that, you throw the nade right here on the stairs, so it goes right to the tippy top and dissuades anybody from being up there. Right after you throw that nade, you want to be focusing on this guy that's on the bottom of the stairs. If there is somebody there, you want to soften him up a little bit so he hides. The next person you have to focus is where Tarek is, and you want to soften him up a little bit so he hides. Next thing you do is you throw a nade off of this gen box. We call that the gen box because that's where the generator typically is in a powerhouse building. You throw that nade off there, and it'll typically finish off the guy that was playing tight stairs. You still have the guy on top of short though, so right after you throw that nade, you throw another nade up here to keep those guys at bay so they don't peek. And then you throw your last nade off this wall, which will land behind the server box, which will either kill that guy unless he's moved to where Tarek is, and if he's moved to where Tarek is, you got to peek this box and get those headshots and finish that guy off, and then you can run up the stairs. And hopefully you got teammates behind you, you got teammates helping you from door 3, you got teammates who are going to be throwing nades in other spots, but those nades that I just showed you are high success rate nades if you have people hiding in those positions. Alright, now we're going to show you some breaching nades from door 1. Typically, you'll have someone spotted up where Blue Champion is, hiding in this corner. You'll probably have someone behind a server over here, and the reason why you typically have someone here is this person can protect themselves from any door just by dancing around the server. So if he doesn't want to get shot from door 3, he could hide right here. And if he doesn't want to get shot from door 1, he can hide right here at this angle. So you'll typically have someone around there. And if there isn't a door 2 or door 3, you'll have someone spotted up on these stairs here watching this door. And I'm going to show you some nades on how to deal with those. There's 2 nades for dealing with the guy where Blue Champion is. The first nade is just right off this server here, which will mess him up lovely. The second nade is off this wall here, which will also mess him up lovely. Now for where Jetcar is right there behind that server box, let's say you clear the Blue Champion spot and you know that it's relatively safe. Now you can peek this angle a little bit. If he's hiding behind that server after you soften him up, you throw the nade right off of this screen right there, and it'll land right on his feet, and it'll take him out. And after you take him out, he might have a buddy that's peeking the stairs here. You soften him up a little bit, and he'll probably hide for a second. You throw it towards the ground on that server, and that nade will land right on his feet just like that. Okay, and this is how you can breach door 2 with some interesting nades. You'll typically have somebody where Blue Champion is spotted up with an SMG or a shotgun, some sort of CQC weapon. Easy way to deal with him is to hold this angle and throw the nade off this door banister. Would that have hit you, champ?
No, not if I was back here.
Okay, so you want to aim a little lower on the banister. Don't aim too high. There you go. And that'll take care of him pretty nicely. And then you'll have another person where Jetcar is, hiding behind this server, and an easy way to deal with him is you soften him up, get him to hide a little bit, throw the nade off the top of that screen right there, and it should land right on top of him. Yeah, beautiful. Look at that. And let's say he hides behind that other server, or he had a buddy behind that server. Same deal, you want to just soften him up. You throw the nade decently high off the top of that wall there, and it'll land right on top of him. Did that land on top of you?
Yeah, that was a good nade.
That was perfect.
Perfect nade, okay. Just make sure you don't hit this lip, because if you hit the lip, it could bounce too far. You want to try to aim so the nade hits right here where I'm shooting. Okay, and these are some basic breaching procedures and nades for door 3. One thing that you got to keep in mind about door 3 is someone can be hiding in this corner and you might not be able to see them. If they're peeking a lot, you know, picking them off by slicing the room like this is easy enough. If they're not peeking, you could always throw the nade off the low banister right here, which will probably take them out or injure them enough so you can peek it quick, finish them off, and then just get back inside. Sometimes there's somebody hiding behind this server box on long stairs. That's easy enough to deal with if you've cleared this, because he can only shoot you from there. You soften him up, throw it off the back wall, wait for it to explode. Now that dude's dead. This entire side of the room is clear now, and now you can safely peek Champion, who's going to be behind that box. Soften him up a little bit, make him hide, throw the nade right at him. It's actually one of the easiest nades in the game to hit, because the nades will roll down the stairs into that little corner. There are 2 more nades that I want to show you guys. The first one is for if Jetcar is behind that location. You can soften him up a little bit, and you throw the nade right here. And it'll land right on his feet. And the second nade is if Blue Champion is behind that server box. He's not really a threat while you're slicing the room, but this is a really cheeky nade that can take care of that guy really fast. You throw it like that, and it'll land right on his feet. Alright, and after you breach any of these stairs, there's a few nades that are pretty useful for throwing up long stairs. One of them is on this door panel. It'll land, you know, on an angle in here just in case there's anybody healing or doing things over here. It'll take them out. You could throw it off the other door panel, which will also cause some havoc deep inside the room. Is anybody hiding behind this server box? This is where this has just landed. And you could also throw it deep towards short stairs to help your teammates breach short. Just throw it like this, and it'll land roughly where Jetcar is. It'll help your teammates get up short. And the fourth nade, which is probably the most useful nade, is you throw it off the top of these stairs, which will mostly explode anywhere from where Champion is standing to here to behind this server box, and I'll show you that last nade right now. It's basically like this. And it lands right at the top of the stairs, and it explodes. Alright, now I'm going to show you guys how to breach double doors into Powerhouse building, which is probably the hardest breach because it's typically running across a bridge and you'll typically have a lot of enemies on the other side shooting at you. And the double doors room has the most variability of any of the rooms in the Powerhouse building, so unless you're familiar with that exact Powerhouse, you're not going to know the exact layout just from watching this video. But the general rules are the same. When you're in the crescent building, which is what we're in right now, since it's shaped like a crescent, as you can see on the map, you want to try to suppress fire and get people to hide, and you want to have your allies lined up on both doors with suppressive fire. And then at some point, if you get enough people to hide or you get enough picks, you take out your rockets if you're a heavy assault, you throw a nade across the bridge, shoot your rockets right afterwards, and you can run across with your teammates. And as you're running across, of course, you can take out your gun and shoot more. You can throw nades deep if you need to try to deter people and make them hide. And once you get inside, you can throw nades off this back wall here if someone's hiding behind this server. And that'll explode right there, do some damage to them. And then once you breach this room, depending on where the enemies are, you can throw a nade off of this wall, which is really useful. It'll mess people up on short if there's any enemies over here. Or you could throw a nade off of this server, and it'll land roughly around where Julian just was. And it'll take care of guys that were on long stairs. This nade off of this server is pretty useful for taking care of that. And that's how you breach double doors. If for some reason you're not able to breach the room after you run across the bridge, you can use this little ledge here to not stay on the bridge in harm's way. Peek this corner here, or peek this corner here, or throw a nade off this, that will land over here. And if you fall off the bridge, if you're lucky enough to have a sunder like this one right here, you can get up on the sunder. Hold on, if you can. Let's see if I can get up on the sundy. There we go. Get up on the sundy, and all of these ledges here are scalable, and you can get up them. Or you can use this wall here and get up like this. And there's also a few tricky things that you can use temporarily to confuse people when you're fighting in this place. Like, I don't know, let's say you have a guy that's hiding under here and you're on top of these stairs. You can scale across this really fast and then drop down behind him. You probably won't realize that you're coming. Alright, and this is Crescent Building. You can see it looks like a semi-crescent. This is Stair Door, because it's the door that you go up to from stairs. This over here is Ledge Door, because this is the ledge, and there's a door right next to it. These are balcony doors. This is balcony that I'm running along right now. And underneath, you have left and right door. And this is big gun, or in some situations this is point room. It's under stairs, basically. This is called the understairs area, and people will know what you're talking about. Understairs. Okay, and this is a spiral building, and it's called a spiral building because it has this winding aspect to it, and it goes up pretty high. You have stair door, which is what I just came into. You have hall door, which goes into a hallway. Stair door goes up to stairs. This is uppers. And this is ledge, or balcony, of the spiral building. Okay, and this is an L-shaped building, because it is shaped like an L. This is ledge, this is under ledge, this is closed stairs, and the reason why it's called closed stairs is because the ledge is over it. This is open stairs, because there's nothing over it. This is under stairs, pretty self-explanatory. This is upper stairs. This is the ledge itself. This area, if someone calls ledge, that's what they're talking about. And this is balcony. Okay, so this is a smaller building, but there are some pretty useful nades. If there are people underneath stairs in that cubby hole, there's typically a server box right there. You just throw it right off that server box, and it'll go pretty deep. Stop shooting! That are underneath stairs. If you breach through this door, easy way to kill any enemies that are above this ledge, just the nade straight off the roof. This nade will land right there. Do a lot of damage to anybody that's there. Throwing this nade right at the top of the stairs from the left or the right side will land right at the top of the stairs. Very useful. You can throw it from this side as well. Same one, you just aim for right there on the stairs as you're going up. And the fourth most useful nade in this building is thrown from this side or this side. You just throw the nade right here. It'll land roughly in the center of the room. Do a lot of damage to anybody who's on the stairs or hiding over here. Okay, and this is a stack building. This is one of the most common buildings you'll find in the game. This is a room called Twins, and it's called Twins because it's got two doors like that. This is Crux in between the two rooms. This is Prime because it has one door. This is Prime door. This is closed, and the reason why it's called closed is this is open. And the reason why this is called open is because it opens up to this, which is balcony. This is balcony stairs. And this is closed stairs. This is called cubby. And this is called window. And I think that's it. Okay, and just some basic nades for the stack building. In general, the bottom floor is highly variable. You're not going to know exactly what kind of servers are going to be oriented down here, but try to involve servers and into corners to force people to move out of the way. On both stairs, you want to line up these dark bands here on each side with the wall and the ceiling here. And then once you have those lined up, you want to aim your reticle in between these two things. And then frag out! And it'll bounce off that wall and land at the very top of the stairs for you. Another useful nade. Another useful nade is throwing a nade off this wall to land in this corner. Easy enough. And of course, for window, you can easily just throw a nade from out! Force whoever's in there to get the hell out of there. And that's all it is for this building. Frag out! Okay, now although this is meshed with another building, this is still a stack building, and this is the balcony side, and you can press spacebar and run up against it and climb up these at various different paces depending on the height from the ground level, and sometimes you have to hit it at different angles and it changes from base to base. That is something that you can do. And on this side, which gets you to window, if you look at an angle at this crevice, jump into it, press spacebar fast, climb this, and then sometimes you can get into window from here, or you can jump on the balcony, or you can go to this corner over here, and you can climb up this wall by facing sideways and just pressing spacebar really fast. Oops, I messed up. Let's try that again. And there we go. And then you get up. Now you have a nice little flank. You can attack from different angles. Okay, and this is a Y building. Very common building. This is simple, just under, stairs, and upper. And there's high variability in these buildings. There'll be different server layouts, but it's a pretty simplistic building. Pretty basic nades. You can throw nades in here, behind these corners. You can throw nades off the walls to kill people who are typically on the above. If you're defending, and like let's say the enemy's coming from here, you can throw nades off of this graphic, and it'll go under here and kill people that are. And that about does it. If you're placing a beacon, you come over here or somewhere on the leg here, and you place a beacon like Champion is. There's two ways that you can drop down on this. You can drop down this way, which is the outside, and land on top of this, and you don't take any fall damage, and then you're ready to go. And the second way is the inside, and to the inside you just go in like this, and then you can drop down like this, and then you're good to go. It's a lot safer to go in on the inside, but if you go in on the outside, you can shoot down on people before you drop in at a harsher angle and get some kills in these doors.
Running from. It's definitely happened to me.
So if you miss your drop for whatever reason from the Valk or the Gal, or your beacon gets flung, your drop pod, you can use this lip here to jump on this little arm. And that gets you up to here. Once you get up to here, you can get yourself up onto this. And then you could drop down and go lifts, or you could go snake stairs and mess them up. Or you, if you're really cheeky and you have time to, you could jump across this and get yourself on the high ground, which is even better. Okay, so the tech plan is split in half, left and right. That's left balcony door, that's right balcony door. This is outer balcony. This is inner balcony, this is left, this is right. Left stairs, left lift, right lift. This is vehicle terminals, this is vehicle bay. That thing right there is tunnels or chute, whatever you want to call that, tunnels or chute. Point room is as follows. This is front left, front right, back left, back right. This is big gun. That's left snake, that's right snake. That's right portal, that's left portal. This is core. The place in between the lifts is called mid lift. This is core. That's left grinder door, that's right grinder door. And the place at the very top here, which we very rarely go to, is called Gun Deck, and that's self-explanatory because there's a bunch of big guns. A useful place that you can go to from Gun Deck is this spot if you're watching Grinders. And you can spot up here and shoot people in crescents or in the low ground coming in, and you can give yourself plenty of cover using this thing. And if you really need to afterward, when you're collapsing on point, you can climb down the side here and flank them with a grinder. Okay, just to go over some quick rock and tree tricks for biolabs. This is the main rock that people like to use to get up if you're not a light assault. You use these ledges and jump really hard at angles until you get to the top. And then once you get to the top, you can get on top of the L shape and then go balcony, or you can get on top of crescent. And from crescent, it's very easy to get on top of Powerhouse. From Powerhouse, you can go a lot of other places. Another really useful jump is jumping from this palm tree right here. Box. Just look straight at it, jump all the way up, and then you can use this side paneling of the building here to jump to the very top. And once you get to the top, just like from the rocks, you can go across crescent. You could go across these beams, get across the roof, get yourself to the midsection of the SCU. Nice little spot here. And another way to get to the top of the midsection of the SCU as a heavy assault is to use this tree. Got to start at this branch on the far end here. Hop up, then it's an easy walk. A little bit of jumping, not too much. Got to jump a little bit to get up here. You got to get up to this one.
Yep. And then just drop down on the next one.
Down to this one. Drop down to this one. And then you can walk across this branch all the way to the midsection. That's another way to get to the midsection of the SCU. And it's quite useful. You get a good vantage point up here. And the last rocks that I know of that are really useful to climb up in the biolab are these. Come up on this side. Climb up on this. Climb up on this. Climb up on this. Climb up on this. This. Whoops. This fell off. And you can actually get the rest of the way up here. There we go. And there you go. Now you're up on the rocks. And you can jump down to the crescent from here, or you can go to the L shape. And the last jump I want to show you guys, which is, I'm not sure if this is at all biolabs, but it's this one right here, which is a little bit cheeky. You jump up on the side of this rock, and then you get through that hole there. You kind of have to do it all in one go, or at least I do. If I try to do it in sections, I'm not able to do it. There we go. And then once you get up here, you can ride this ledge to balcony. And if this was open doors, you could get in. Or you could ride the ledge all the way around to window and get it through here. Or you could ride the ledge, or the edge rather, all the way to window. And yeah, nice way to go through flanks. Okay, and this is an amp station. All amp stations are a little bit different, but the inside of them is basically the same. You have the point, you have the bridge, which is what me and Blue Champion are standing on. You got the you have the horizontal gen, which is what I'm looking at now, and you got the vertical gen, which is what I'm looking at now. It's through the wall, it's on the outside. Based on where those gens are, that's how you designate the stairs. So since that's the direction of the horizontal gen, these are the horizontal gates, and these are the horizontal stairs. And since that's the direction of the vertical gen, these are the vertical stairs, these are the vertical gates. On the backside you have back lifts over here, and underneath the bridge you have front lifts. Alright, and this is the SCU, or SCU. And this is how they spawn. Once the point ticks down to a certain amount, it is exposed, and you can walk through the gate that we just walked through. You You overload it, and then they cannot spawn here anymore. In the SCU room, you have 2 lifts here, which they can access from their spawn room. You got to make sure you watch these things when you're taking down the SCU.
We've locked down Indar.
Okay.
Great
and
job,
this
everyone.
That we're going towards is called a tower. Drop on this and see if we can make it up. We can't put it up. We'll have to redo this video. Hey,
Do not bounce.
drop in.
There we go.
At the top of the tower. It's up. Then you drop down the sides. There's various things that you can use to drop down, or if you're on the correct side of it, you'll see little lifts, and you just aim for those and you drop down on them, and they'll soften you, or just remove your fall damage. Right in here is typically where the SCU is, if there is an SCU at this base. This is considered mid-tower, because it's not at the top floor. These are bay stairs. Little nice little jump here, it's useful. These are vehicle terminals. This is lower portal. Sometimes there isn't a portal here, but there typically is. Infantry terminal, this whole thing is basically vehicle bay. These are the front lifts. Use them to jump around. All these things that are gigantic pads or just pads. These are the back lifts. This is the SCU. Or that's next to the spawn room, I'm sorry. That's the spawn room. And that's pretty much it. I don't think there's anything else to talk about.